Welcome to this episode of Uplifting News Sleep Aid Daily, where we read you good news to fall asleep to. Today is Saturday, April 11th, 2020. Our uplifting stories include an anonymous donor who gave $150 in local business gift cards to every household in an Iowa town, restaurant owners in Bangalore, India who are feeding over 10,000 people a day, and a wildlife trust in Kenya that's surprised by a highly unusual Zonkey birth. Now, breathe in. Breathe out. And relax as we dive into these stories. Our first story is from CNN.com by Ala El-Assar. Anonymous donor gives every household in an Iowa town $150 in gift cards for food. Like most of the world, the residents of a small town in Iowa are stuck at home, feeling isolated, alone, and trying their best to stay positive during the coronavirus pandemic. So when an anonymous donor gave everyone in the town of Earlham $150 worth of gift cards for food, the community received something more valuable than money: hope. It started on March 26, when Earlham Mayor Jeff Lilly received a call from a friend who told him there was a donor interested in interjecting money into the town's economy. Earlham, population 1,450, is 30 miles west of Des Moines. At first, the donor, who did not reveal their identity to the mayor, said that they would buy 100 gift cards from 3 local businesses. An hour later, his friend called Lilly again and said the donor was bumping up the number to 250. An hour after that, the number was raised to 500. I said to him, "At 500, you're darn near giving a gift card to every single household in Earlham," Lilly said. When I told him there were 549 households in this town, he said, "Done." And that was it. I was ecstatic because it made sure everyone would get a card. But what Lilly didn't know was that the donor wasn't going to buy 549 cards in all. They were buying 549 gift cards from each of the 3 businesses. In total, they donated $82,350, meaning each business received more than $27,000. Exactly 1 week later, every person in town woke up to a surprise in their mailbox: an envelope containing a letter from the city and 3 $50 gift cards to Westside Bar and Grill, Hometown Market, a grocery store, and Trostle's Broken Branch, a restaurant and coffee shop. The donation completely overwhelmed Lilly, who knew people around town who had been laid off and struggling due to the pandemic. The cards, he said, gave them a reason to smile and a way to tell them help is on the way. It came at the end of a couple really hard weeks, Lilly told CNN, holding back tears. I remember going home and walking through the front door, and I couldn't speak for a minute. I was just crying like a baby, and my little boy saw me and wrapped around my leg and said, "Daddy, what's wrong?" And eventually I was able to choke it out. "Buddy, right now, for once, nothing's wrong." One of the restaurants involved in the gift cards, Trostle's Broken Branch, was extremely new. So new that the eatery was set to officially open its doors just days before Governor Kim Reynolds ordered all non-essential businesses in the state to shut down on March 17th. We were in the middle of interviews for our employees, hiring some waitstaff and trying to get everything ready, restaurant owner Jennifer Trostle told CNN. Just about then, everything closed down. It hit right when we were going to open our restaurant. While other restaurants were equipped to transition to takeout only, Trostle, who owns the restaurant with her husband Troy, said they were completely unprepared to make that move. Without any staff or a running computer system to take orders or payments, the Trostles were stuck at a dead end. That was until the anonymous donor saved their business. When she got a phone call telling her about the donation, Trostel said she was so shocked her body was covered in goosebumps. "It gave us hope," she said, "to be able to pay our bills and know that it's okay. We don't have to close our doors forever. We'll be here when this is over." I don't think we could be able to say that without the donation. Any Earlham resident who doesn't need the gift cards or won't use them can drop them off at a pay bill slot at City Hall. The cards will be distributed to families in the Earlham Community School District who need assistance. When asked what he would tell the anonymous donor if he could ever meet them, Lily said he couldn't even find the words. "I would tell them thank you 549 times, Lily said. It would be like meeting a hero. This podcast is hosted on Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free, there's creation tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. Our next article is from Bangalore Mirror by Kumaran P. Restaurant owners feed over 10,000 people every day. With the restaurants closed, Desi Masala is using their kitchen to prepare food for the poor. In an effort to help the needy during the nationwide lockdown, Desi Masala, a pure vegetarian restaurant in Banaswadi, and a venture by Global Wings, have initiated a Food for Needy campaign in Bengaluru. The initiative, beginning with them feeding 700 meals a day to wage workers in the area, has now touched over 10,000 meals a day. In less than 2 weeks, the Desi Masala team was able to deliver more than 100,000 free meals and bring some relief in these tough times. Amidst the news of panic buyers during this global pandemic, this selfless team, led by Sachin Jan, Sandeep Jan, and Manish Jan, directors of Desi Masala, is working relentlessly to feed the poor across Bengaluru. The Desi Masala restaurant space is being used to cook for the cause, with families and friends volunteering to pack these meals. As the word spread across the city, volunteers joined the team via WhatsApp groups and enabled the Herculean task of preparing, packaging, and finally distributing 10,000 meals a day. With the increase in demand, local police officials, NGO organizations, and individual volunteers stepped up and chipped in. The meals were extended to slum dwellers, orphanages, daily wage workers, migrant laborers, Bharat Bengaluru Mahanaga Palki workers, old age homes, and many other organizations. Speaking about the initiative, the brothers said, "We're trying to help the people around us. Little did we know that this family initiative will become this big. We are blessed to have this opportunity to help the people in need and to do our bit. The people around us have been tremendously supportive and generous. Every contribution that we have received, big or small, has made a huge difference in upscaling this event. Without the help of our team and volunteers, this task would not have been possible." Manish Jan, director at Desi Masala Group, stated, "Nothing is more peaceful than going back home after being blessed by numerous people who you barely know. This has been the most fulfilling journey, and I'm amazed at the level of support that we've received from officials and volunteer teams." To donate or volunteer, please reach out to Sachin Jin on WhatsApp at 988-672-4236. Again, 988-672-4236. Be sure to research and find the country code to dial from your country. Our last article is from SheldrickWildlifeTrust.org. It's a Zonkey. Working with wildlife, one learns to expect the unexpected. Even the most seemingly straightforward story can eventually reveal its true stripes and end up surprising us all. Last May, the SWT-KWS Savo Mobile Veterinary Unit received a call from the KWS community warden at Mutomo Station. A stray zebra had ventured out of the Savo East National Park and into a community bordering the park, becoming an honorary member of a local women's cattle herd. This situation continued for many weeks until the story was aired on local media, and then our team was asked to help translocate the zebra back to a protected area. At this point, the zebra had become fairly habituated to community life, so we had to choose her new home with that in mind. We settled on our Kenzie anti-poaching team's base in Chulu National Park so they could keep a close eye on her while she settled into her new home. Translocating the mare was a straightforward process. After sedating her, the team put her in the back of a pickup truck and took the most direct route into the national park. Waking up upon arrival, the zebra, who was quickly proving herself to be unflappable and extremely adaptable, got to her feet and ambled off into the bush. Our Kenzie team saw her frequently over the coming weeks and months. She became a regular at the waterhole and often availed herself of the nearby salt lick. Earlier, our fence maintenance team caught a glimpse of the zebra with a tiny foal by her side. It wasn't until several weeks later that we finally got a proper sighting of the pair, and that was when her birth announcement revealed a whole new surprising twist. While zebra foals are born with white and brown stripes that eventually turn black, this little one's body was suspiciously light on stripes and overwhelmingly tawny in color. At first, we thought that it had just been wallowing in the mud bath. Then the truth dawned on us. Our wayward zebra had given birth to a Zonkey. A Zonkey is a highly unusual hybrid between a zebra and donkey. The gestation period of a zebra is 12 months, so it's not difficult to connect the dots. During her time living within the community last year, she had obviously become acquainted with an amorous donkey. The Zonkey combines the sturdy body of its donkey sire and the striped legs of its zebra mother, which makes for a striking creature. While it should otherwise lead a normal life, Zonkeys are mules, meaning that it will be unable to successfully breed once it reaches maturity. We're happy to report that mom and baby are thriving. Their new home is an area that isn't plagued by heavy predation, and thanks to luscious conditions, water, and grass plentiful, it is a good place to call home. We have over the decades raised many orphan zebras, and in time, we will add to this unusual pair when it comes time to release any zebra orphans, while this unusual pair waits for some wild zebras to discover them both. Until that day comes, they seem quite content to spend their days grazing side by side, a sight that makes us all stop and marvel at the wonders of nature. That's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us at Uplifting News Sleep Aid Daily. Stay safe and stay inside.